What do we do when we find out someone is doing something that everybody knows is wrong? Let's say there's a couple and they're married but not to each other, and they're having a relationship. How should we respond if they get caught? Jesus ran into that story in John chapter 8. It's an amazing story. It's amazing how it got in the Bible even. I cover that in the book, God's Big Story. But the story itself is really cool because you've got this woman who gets drugged before Jesus by a bunch of religious hypocrites. And it's weird they drag her because they don't drag the guy. But they say, we caught this woman in the act of adultery, and the law says we're supposed to stone him to death. In our culture, the word for that is cancel them. We're supposed to get on Twitter and all the social media, and we're supposed to just tear them down completely. And Jesus looks at her, and you may know this story. He says, tell you what, folks, you're supposed to stone her to death. Well, the person who's never done anything wrong, will you throw the first stone? And that just ruins the mood for everybody. And they just gradually dismiss one at a time till everybody's gone except Jesus, who hasn't done anything wrong, and the woman who, even though nobody's throwing stones, is still guilty. And then Jesus stands up. He's been kneeling, writing in the dirt. Jesus stood up again and said to the woman, where are your accusers? Didn't even one of them condemn you? No, Lord, she said. And then he says something that encapsulates how we're supposed to treat people who get caught doing something wrong. It encapsulated in just a handful of words. Jesus said, neither do I condemn you. Go and sin no more. I'm not going to condemn you. I'm going to show you grace. I'm going to show you forgiveness. I'm going to show you love. But go and sin no more. Grace with expectations. See, we're supposed to be showing people grace and forgiveness and love, but we're also supposed to be holding them to a standard that is worthwhile, a standard that reflects God's principles, a standard that lets them grow into the person God designed them to be. Anything less than letting them grow and giving them grace is not where God designed it, and anything more, when it comes to judgment, is not how God wants us to do it. And that's today's Jumpstart.